way you'll be able to see the difference when we get it done. Is it a little better that time? Good. And what I tell, the patient that asked, or the person who asked me about, can you go thicker? What I tell everyone is you really want to start more conservative because this is forever. So you don't want to go real thick initially, and then that way you can be certain what you want for the touch-up.
During your consultation, see, I've never worn eyeliner on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you show that to me as an option?
No, so the thing about the eyeliner, I do that with brows, like I'll put a shape on for the patient, but with liner, it's very hard to get it to look like a liner with a tattoo with makeup. Because it's going to be very defined. It's not going to look smudgy at all. So I don't put it on with makeup because there's just no way to recreate it.
What I mean is show us what we would look like with both done.
Like on a computer or something?
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no.
I don't have the capability to do that. But I just tell patients if you've only used to wearing one or the other, maybe just do that. Just so you're not stuck with something. Or you can start wearing a little makeup on the opposite area to see if you like it. You know what I mean?
So do people prefer the black over the brown?
Definitely. So the thing about brown eyeliner, that's a very good question. The thing about doing a brown eyeliner is it's a warm base, so it has an orange undertone. And what happens is it can look orange over time, and it makes you look like you're tired, like you've been up all night. So it's not a pretty look. So I really don't recommend just brown.
What about with the brows?
Brows, definitely you do warm colors on somebody who has like a cool, like an olive skin tone that has what we call like a winter undertone to their skin because you don't want them to look ashy. So with brows, that's why when I do consult, I'm looking at that, your skin tone. Now I'm going to have you open the right eye for me. Close. You doing okay? So I tell everyone you're going to plan for 5 days, no makeup, no underwater swimming, but you can shower right away and let the water run over it. You just want to pat it dry. And then I give you Aquaphor ointment that you'll put on twice a day for the first 2 days. So I would say the answer would be 5 days, but you're going to see flaking and kind of fading of the pigment over that first week. Now what I'm going to do is put some more numbing here and go back over to the left lower. We're done with the right lower. Okay? You're doing awesome.
It does look severe.
Now open the right eye. Good. Close. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
When you're flushing it and all that black is in her eye, that doesn't hurt your eye?
It doesn't.
What is that?
That's the pigment. That's the pigment. But it doesn't hurt the eye because it's not sitting and just, yeah, there's no problem. All right, I'm going to go on that side now.
I'll see you Tuesday, honey.
So I've had some additional numbing here on the left side. Now I'm coming back to this area. So you're going to feel me holding your eye a little bit open again. So it should be less prickly because I had added some additional numbing earlier. A little better? Good.
Looks good, sister.
So Kathleen, I'm going to let you stand up, Kathleen.
What'd you say?
I'm going to have you stand up because I'm going to make you be on display. So Kathleen here is Gretchen's sister, and I've been working on Kathleen for years. We've done her brows and eyeliner, and then about 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
3 weeks ago, she had her upper eyelids done by Dr. Husto. So she is a beautiful specimen of the wonderful potential when you have brows, eyeliner, and eyelid surgery. So if you want to ask her questions, she's a great one to look at. You can see the liner. I mean, she's beautiful as it is. But then, you know, it's like icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So anybody have any questions for our specimen?
No, I think she looks wonderful.
Isn't she beautiful?
I told her that even before she came up here. She was in line for the restroom. She looked great. How old are you, by the way? 72. Oh my God.
I know, she's beautiful, and her personality is like awesome. Like, no, I'm not kidding.
That is, oh my God.
Yeah, she's a beauty, inside and out.
Well, years ago I had my lips tattoos. I don't hold the tattoos, so.
A little better this time? Good. So, I don't know if some of you were in here earlier, but just to kind of introduce myself, I've been here for 20 years, and I'm the only one who does the makeup. And with all procedures, of course, I always do a consultation with you first. That way we can talk about the procedure, what to expect, what to do and not do. But really the most important thing is I need to get to know you because your skin is the largest organ in the body. So anything going on internally is going to affect your skin. Medications, illnesses. So that's super important for me to know your medical history, what medications you're on and things like that, because we want you to have a good outcome. And so a lot of people ask that, you know, when I have them fill out the health form, they say, why do you need to know that? Well, it's because this is affected by things going on. So it is a procedure, and in Arizona, they don't regulate tattooing for permanent makeup. So you have to be very, very careful, because a lot of people do this that have no training, maybe have done 5, and you're number 6. You got to be careful. So it's not a good thing to shop around and just go because they're cheap or whatever. You know, you want to go somewhere where they do a lot of it. Yes. No. Doesn't change. You still will get them probably. It doesn't make you get them or not get them. Yes. Yes, as long as their diabetes is controlled and they're not having any wound healing issues.
How many times do you go over that?
So there isn't a number, it's just based on each person's skin. You don't want to overwork it, because that's not going to cause you to have more color, it's just going to aggravate the tissue. So, for instance, if I have a lot of women that are in their 80s and they come in and they want to have this done or their brows done, their skin is going to be a little more delicate than someone who's 50. So that's all taken into consideration, but you know, you have to have realistic expectations of what your skin is, you know, able to tolerate, but definitely I'm very conservative on the initial. We can always add more. So now I'm going to put more numbing here on this left upper and go back to the right upper. Let's do one thing here. What I'm going to have you do is I want you to open both eyes for me. I'm going to do a little more on this lower, but I'm going to put some more numbing there. Okay, close. Might sting for just a second. Okay. Now, Gretchen here, go ahead and close. She opted to take an oral Valium tablet. When I do eyeliner, I offer that. And the only downside to taking the sedative is you do have to have a driver home, because we can't give you that and let you drive. But a lot of patients like that if they know that they're just nervous. And everyone's going to be a little bit nervous because I'm working around the lids. But it's not mandatory, it's optional, so you don't have to take it. But it does, do you feel like it's taken the edge off a little?
Yeah.
Having the Valium? Yeah. Did you take the Valium, Kathleen?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? And what did you think about it when you had it done without the Valium? It was fine. Yeah.
I would do it again.
Yeah. I mean, you have to think it is a tattoo. It is a needle. It's going to have vibration. So it's not like a facial. I'm not going to pretend that you're going to be like, oh, this is so much fun. It's not going to be like that. But it's tolerable, and I try to make it as comfortable as possible so it's not horrible, okay?
So do you always do it in this office, or do you do it in Sun City too?
Always here. And the reason is it's just a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. So I actually have a room that it's just primarily that's where I do it. I'm only out here, obviously, for today. But it's always at this office just because of all the equipment and stuff I use. And I had a question earlier this morning, sorry, 1 second, about, you know, the needle. Everything is single use. Don't ever think anything's being reused. That would be disgusting and very bad. But we're in a, you know, very, I mean, our office, we follow every rule there is. So sterilization, I have bloodborne pathogen training. And if you go to some, and I'm not knocking it, but some other places, you have to be careful. Like if you're getting your toenails done and they're filing your calluses and then in that little room next door. They're going to do your makeup. That kind of grosses me out, honestly. But that happens, you know, and they'll say, oh, we'll do your eyebrows for $100. Well, you got to be careful. If they're saying it's $100, there's a reason why it's $100. So I never want you to shop around for a deal for your face for tattooing. That's not a good idea. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Can you have your consultation and procedure done at one appointment?
No. And the reason is, yes, because if for some reason there's something that makes you not a candidate or something like that, I don't want to be blocking a bunch of time and then we can't do it that day.
Even though maybe it's for a touch-up, if you've already had it done?
If you've had it done before and it's pretty recent, you know, within like 3 to 4 years, then you can do the touch-up. Yeah.
What about the brows and the eyeliner at the same time?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, a lot of people do it all together just because it's one downtime and then one touch-up. Yes.
Do the brows need touch-up too?
Yes. Brows probably require touch-up more frequently because they have more exposure to the sun and they're lighter in color. A little better? Mm-hmm. Okay. All the time, unfortunately, yes. And sometimes I can't fix it, you know, and I'm really upfront. Like I won't even attempt it if I know it's just a lost cause because I don't want to make them pay more money and go through things if it's not going to be better. But yes, unfortunately, too often I get people that come in and the shape is wrong, one's higher than the other, the color's bad. They have scar tissue now. It's bad. Yeah. How are you doing?
Fine.
Good. You're an awesome patient.
Good.
Yeah. Is it easier than you thought?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but
Right.
it's fine.
Good.
It tickles.
Yes, so Gretchen just mentioned that it's a tickle sensation, and I do hear that a lot, that it's like an annoying tickle. And that's primarily that vibration that you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So the numbing doesn't take that vibration sensation away, but it takes away the prickliness.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I kind of liked it.
It's kind of a good feeling?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I liked it.
So what I'm going to have you do now is open the right eye for me. Good. It's looking so pretty. Okay, close. Almost done with the right side.
Is my sister chatting?
Yep. She's chatting. Because she's a celebrity now.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anybody?
How many times, it seems like, how many times do you have to keep your
So, yeah, so it depends on each person's skin, of course, but what you're doing, or what I'm doing, is I'm layering in the color. So, as I was saying earlier, you know, I'm conservative. I'm not going to go super thick initially because it is traumatizing to the skin, and you don't want to overwork the skin. But you want to get enough pigment in the dermis so that when you heal, you're not going to fade and have no color. But there's not a number. It's different for each person. We're almost done with the right side. The whole procedure, I would say plan about an hour and 15 minutes. The numbing is 15 minutes on before I start, and then she had a sedative, so I let that sit for 30 minutes before I even get going, just to kind of make sure that's kicked in. But you can see in the lash line how pretty that color is looking. And of course, it's going to look much darker and kind of liquid liner looking initially. And then as it heals, it fades about 30%. No, I mean, initially for 5 days you don't want to use anything, but after that you just don't want anything that has like the little scrubber bubble things in it, or anything with retin-A or glycolics, because that will fade the color. Almost done, sweetie. One of the biggest issues that I've seen with other patients that come in that have had it done somewhere is that they'll get it done and they put it too high above the lash line. There's a space because the person that's doing it maybe doesn't feel comfortable getting right by the lash line. So then they have the lashes, a space, and then liner, and it's horrible. So, that's one thing you have to be really, again, you know, aware of, is that people doing it maybe are nervous or starting out. Now I'm going to clean around the right eye. So when we're done, what the patient is going to feel is it just is going to feel a little stingy and burny, a little beat up feeling for about an hour. It's very short term. And then just, it's almost like instantaneously, it just stops feeling that. But you may have some residual swelling for a day or two, so I do tell everyone to get some cold compresses ready at home. And you can put them on a few times that night and the next morning if you want. Everyone's different, whether they do that or not. I would say a large majority don't. They just are like, oh yeah, it wasn't bad, you know. But I do get some that say, oh yeah, I was puffy the next day, you know. So now what I'm going to have you do is you're going to open the right eye, and we're going to let everybody see. So just look kind of up. Can you guys see that?
There's a little lag, so
okay.
It'll come up now.
And her before picture was floating around. But what it's going to be is it's going to make her eye just pop. It's going to be beautiful. Isn't it gorgeous? But do you see how it's right in the lash line, okay? And that's what you want. That's a true eyeliner. This isn't going to take away your shadow and your mascara and stuff like that, but it's giving you that definition. It makes you look like you have a lot more eyelashes too.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So when it fades, you said it will fade?
It fades typically about 30%, some people less. And that, right. And then when she comes in, she'll let me know, in 8 weeks when you come in for the second, that's included, if we want to darken it or widen it. So, but you can see amazing already, just beautiful. So I'm going to have you close. I'm going to put a cold compress there. So this is black, and then I put 1 drop of brown. And the reason I don't do just brown is because it can look orangey over time. So it's pretty maybe for about 6 months, and then it starts lightening, and then it just looks like you have a red ring around your eye, like you've had an all-night binger, Like you're like, yeah, so whatever. You don't want that. So I recommend the black. And I know people get kind of afraid of black. They think, ooh, I don't want it to make me look too harsh. It really doesn't. Because we're not going so thick that that's all you see. It's just a really pretty look. So I don't want people to be afraid of the black. It's actually really, really pretty. Let me just get a little more color here. We're on the home stretch. Are you hanging in there?
Yes, I am.
She's a phenomenal patient.